What's up, folks, boys, girls, ladies, gents? How are all of you guys doing? Sure, last week was chaotic, but this is a Funko video. We're not talking politics and what's going on in the country. But this is double episode. We have unboxings and we also have a little tutorial for the newbies to the Funko collecting game in South Africa. Stay tuned. Right guys, welcome back to Marty's Funko collection. I just wanted to start today's episode. Last week I was chatting with one of the other fellow collectors slash resellers of the South African Funko community, and he thought it would be a good idea for me to sort of just give some insight to the newbies, or the guys that are girls are just getting into the Funko collecting in South Africa. We could obviously talk for hours on different strategies and different ways to collect and buy. This particular episode we will focus more specifically on stickers. Like stickers. So what is the big fuss? Now, Funko itself is a very diverse range, or has a very diverse range of collectible figurines. Things like daubs, 4-inch pops, all the way up to 10, 15, 20 million inch pops. There's massive amounts of different types of licenses, etc. But the biggest thing we get asked often as older school collectors is, what Funko should I buy? An SDCC or a shared convention sticker? And it's a very valid question, because if we look at today's modern Funko stuff, it's not the same as it used to be. Now, if we take, for example, a scenario where we go back 8 years ago to San Diego Comic-Con, for example, when there were limited edition released Funko Pops at Comic-Cons, the thing is they were released only for Comic-Con. So you would have a Funko Pop that was available only at the con. It was never redistributed elsewhere, repackaged under different branding. They would make a certain run, sell them at Comic-Con. That was it. End of story. So if you look on things like PPG, HobbyDB, Price Guide, and places like that, you'll often see one Funko Pop with a variety of different stickers at completely different values. Now, it begs the question and brings up specifically two types of collectors when it comes to that scenario. You get guys who buy Funko Pops purely for the Funko Pop itself, and then you get the other side who will buy specific Funko Pops with a specific sticker for a specific reason. Now, if we go back again to the old days where you would bought an SDCC Funko Pop, those values shoot through the roof. End of story. Out of the question. Done. Now, they would either have been a variant of an existing Funko in the market, or a completely new series, or a new model completely. Now, we could look at things like Billy from Saw. You get the stock standard Billy Funko, which is considered an old grail, but you can pick them up 2,500, 3,500 Rand fairly cheap. But then you get the Billy SDCC version. So if you have a look over here, this is the SDCC version. It's a glow in the dark and it has blood spatter all over it. So it was specifically made for Comic-Con as a once-off Funko. So the value of that's going to shoot through the roof, and it has over the years, which is pretty cool. But we get to newer generation Funko Pops, and I'm going to use my Super Saiyan Broly as an exact example of what I'm trying to get to here. When guys come to me and they say, "Yeah, I can get this one on eBay for equivalent of 400 Rand. Great. Then you get the Super Saiyan Broly Comic-Con edition. So two very identical Funkos. Now I'm just going to bring them out closer so you can get an idea of what I mean. So here you've got two 100% identical Funko Pops. Okay, if we look at the box, they're exactly the same box. Through and through. Top, sides, front. The Funko itself, try and get a shot here where you can see them together without the light getting in the way. So the Funko itself is 100% the same. There's no variation on these two versions. The eyes are the same color, the paint job's the same color. So a lot of people say to me, yeah, but it's a Comic-Con version, this thing should be worth so much more money, limited edition. Yes, it is. It's worth a crapload more than the shed sticker. But this is the question. Why? Modern day Funko Pops are not exclusively limited to Comic-Con. So I'm just going to flip open the bottom just so you guys can get an idea. If you look at the serial number on the feet, I don't know if you can see much going on there. Serial numbers are identical. Take my word for it. The serial number on this one is DRM 180510, DRM 180510. Okay, so why are we paying more money? Look, barcodes are the same. Why are we paying more money for that sticker? It's absolutely ludicrous. So if you guys are new to collecting Funkos, just bear in mind, new Funko Pops stickers have, in my opinion, and this is my opinion, zero value. Why does it cost more to produce... Oh crap, it almost flew. It's Usain Broly with wings. Why does a Funko Comic-Con, this one, cost more than this one on the used market, or at least on the collector's market? I don't know. It doesn't make sense. There is absolutely no bloody difference between these two Funko Pops. So why are we being forced as collectors to pay ludicrous money for a Comic-Con version? This PPG is about 450 Rand. But this is closer to 2,000 Rand, if not more, I don't know, somewhere around there. Why? Why don't I just buy this one? And if it really means so much that the sticker's worth more, replace that sticker with a con version that I can buy on eBay anyway. Food for thought. But guys, if you're new to collecting, don't get sucked into buying sticker-based. If you're going to buy based on stickers, then buy the stickers, and if you can afford to, for sure. But then look at the older school stuff. The really cool olden day round Comic-Con stickers, or things like Toy Tokyo stickers. They really are driving up the value of Pops. But the modern stuff, guys, don't be caught with your pants down. You're buying the same freaking Funko Pop. So if you're collecting for the sake of having that Funko Pop in your collection, don't worry about the sticker. You can buy the shared sticker and save a crap load of money and have exactly the same Funko. If you're buying for resale value, then buy them cheap when you can, as far as Comic-Con stickers go, and then down the line when you're ready to flog them, make a bit of money, great. So either way, just make sure you're not caught being ripped in the newer generation of Funkos by a flippant sticker, for crying out loud. However, that rant over. We've got some really cool stuff that's come in. So we're going to start off with this one, which has come all the way in from eBay. Yeah, so some lekker stuff has come through this week. We do have a new Grail releasing. It's going to be in this video too, so don't run away. Right, first of all, I did want my daughter to help with this unboxing, but while I'm shooting this, she's at her gran, visiting that side. So first up, we have in the new generation, or in the older generation of Flash release, good old Zoom. So you can't really see much on this one because Zoom is very dark. So Zoom is completely black all over. So you can probably get a better idea there. Get my head out the way. Bring it in there. Yeah. So that's Zoom from Flash. I've still got to wait for, I think it's the reverse Flash in this series that's still going to come. But yeah, this one's not absolutely mint. There are some ridges and some little dings and dongs. But guys, these I'm collecting just for the sake of having, because we really are enjoying the series of the Flash. So that's a lucky little one to have in the collection. Righty-darty, moving along. Okay, so this one's come all the way from, so this is an eBay, a Facebook seller that I found on one of the groups a while back. Bought a couple of things from him. You might remember the Flash glow in the dark. That was from this same guy. And he then messaged me up the other day, look, really good packaging. This guy doesn't ship as a joke. So lots and lots of rubble bap and some cool sorter boxes inside. Yeah, so he hit me up and he asked me if I was interested in some more Funko Pops. Showed me a list of what he had, and I was like, hey bro, there's one in here I definitely have to have, which is this one here. But while we were at it, I thought for my horror collection, why don't we just chuck in this little bad boy? Alright, so I'm just going to move around closer to you guys so I can get in a much closer shot. How cool is that? I'm just going to move my light closer. There we go. Alright, so how's that for a freaking excellent Funko? Let's get it into focus. So there's Billy Butcherson from Hocus Pocus. So if any of you guys have watched Hocus Pocus, it's a very cool Funko. And then the rest of the characters over there. So all the Sandersons, so to speak. Yeah, so Billy Butcherson, very, very cool. Got the stitching on the lips. Very, very lacquer. And if any of you know your Roman numerals, what number is that on his mouth? In the comments below. Easy one. Right, then, next one we have, of course, is a chase. And none other than, boom, good old Xander. Now, I've been waiting for a while to get a good Xander. Seen the ones that have been online have been pretty crappy quality. So, good old Xander from Buffy the Vampire Slayer. Standing with his arms folded. So, that's a very cool one. And that's the 20 Years of Slaying edition. Very, very funky. So, yeah. A lacquer little one over there. Not mistaken, it might actually be vaulted. I could be wrong, but I think he has been vaulted. I haven't checked on PPG, but you know, I've been wrong times before. It's just how things work. I don't do hectic research before I do these videos. So unless it's something I'm really excited about and I don't know much about, I'll do some digging and find out what's going on. Cool, so next one we've got coming in, this is also from eBay. I got nothing local this week, folks. Nothing. Certain sellers locally are letting me down with delivery times. Alright, so in a padded envelope, or at least, okay, sort of wrapped all nicely in padded envelopes, sort of boxes, blah, blah, blah. Right, so we've got box number 1. We have an assorter. And this one doesn't look like it was in a sorter. Ah, I know what this is. So here we've got a chase pop and a common. Sorry, I just don't want to cut through this box. It's got no protection other than the bubble wrap. So if any of you can see what's going on, this is from The Office, and this is a specialty series of Funkos. How cool is that? Good old Creed. So if any of you guys have watched The Office, you will know exactly who that is. Very, very funny. Of course, there's Michael Scott as well. I wish they made actually a chase edition of him instead. But yes, which means this Okie is none other than Creed himself with his coffee cup and blood spatter. How freaking cool. So you can actually see the difference. He's got blood all over his shirt, blood all over his face. But yeah, I wonder if it's the same box. No, okay, so this is one of those editions where the box would not be able to be swapped because it is a chase edition box. So he's got the Boo coffee mug and then the blood all over his face. And again, you'll see over here, same thing, let's put them side by side. So you'll see there is a difference in box, which means the serial numbers as well as barcode will be different. Yeah, so I thought that'd be a pretty cool one to get. Funny thing here was it was actually cheaper for me to buy them as a set. So this guy that was selling them cheaper as a combo on eBay than just getting the chase on its own. So it doesn't happen often, but this time it did, so I wasn't going to say no. Now, I'm going to cut here because I've got a very special release. And I'm going to just do a little bit more of a story for it. Because this is another Chinese exclusive. So just hold on. Alright guys and girls, you'll see I'm a little bit closer. What I've got over here is another phenomenally packed package from the same contact that I got my the Joker Asia exclusive, and of course the Journey to the West series. So he messaged me the other week and said, listen Marty, do you have this on order anywhere? Right, this is the guy that packages like a beast. So it's bubble wrap on the outside. It's double boxed with flaps, and it's none other than a lot of bubble wrap too. Hot cat, losing everything here. Right, folks, it is a Funko Mystery 2021 Shanghai, Asia Funko. So you'll see very basic branding. So it's got the Funko crown on both sides and the top, nothing at the bottom, and then of course it's got the 2021 Shanghai branding on the front. Now what they did with this particular mystery box is you buy this knowing the one Funko, but then they were throwing in complete random mystery Funkos too. So I do know what's in this one because he did send me pics before he sent it. So I'm going to just do this and slide the first one out, which is the mystery Funko, and it's none other than Marvel's Spider-Man, the wooden version. So the Amazing Spider-Man, guys, you have seen these available in SA, so this is not by any chance hard to find. You've been able to get these on the shelves, and I think they're still available at a lot of stores. I didn't buy this because I hate this special edition sticker. So yes, talking about stickers again, I just don't like Funko's special edition sticker. It is cuck. They must change it. Make it something cool. I mean, take Pop in a Box, for example. Use that cool hologram type tech. Something. I mean, even pop culture now, if you guys have got any of the new wave stuff, like the Stitch stuff, those are metallic now. They're really, really cool stickers. But yeah, so more than likely we'll end up in a waff of some sort, or what we're going to be calling toss-ups very soon. Yeah, nice, good condition, mintish. Or I might actually just keep it in its kit. It doesn't really matter. I'll probably get rid of it because who cares what the mystery Funko is. But, ladies and gents, this is none other than... How's this for an epic Asian release? Guys and girls, feast your eyes on a 1,500 limited edition Freddy Funko 2021 Summer Convention Guan Yu. So this is based on Guan Yu. Now Guan Yu, I'm going to tell you a little bit more about now. He was actually a real person. So this is not a fable in any respect. I'm just trying to get less light, so let me just click here. Just don't want it to be too bright. Yeah. So you can get an idea of the chrome. How flippin' awesome is that bad boy? That's a flippin' epic Funko. So you guys would have noticed, very similar to the MTV type Man on the Moon or the US flag. Right now, just a little storytelling. I'm not going to go into too much detail because there is a massive internet out there, a wealth of information for people who want to learn a bit more. Let's just do this. Let's just stick him here so you can get a better idea. Alright, so that bad boy over there. So a little bit of history behind Guan Yu. Alright, now Guan Yu is basically these days now considered by most Chinese Taoists, Buddhists, religious followers and stuff like that. He's actually considered as an emperor or a lord. Who he really was is basically a young man born, I think it was somewhere around 160, 162 AD, in a small sort of village. And basically in a small little village, grew up in his early 20s, kind of, killed the town bully, so to speak. So probably around, most people guess around the age 25. He got into a fight with the town bully, killed him, and then basically fled the village. After fleeing the hometown, he basically 5 years later joined a rebel group. I'm not going to go into names in Chinese and stuff because it'll just confuse the heck out of you. So he basically joined a rebellious group, basically trying to fight off a whole lot of important battles, and he was heavily involved in the battles that led to the fall of the Han, H-A-N, dynasty. So because of that, obviously, sort of being outlaws and so forth, there was sort of, I wouldn't say bounties, but there were people after him military. After the fall of the Han dynasty, it basically created three different. So if we take China as it is, it actually split China into three segments, which is basically known as the Three Kingdoms. Now, so for any of you guys, you might have heard somewhere in your life people talking about the Three Kingdoms. Now, the Three Kingdoms is exactly that. It was based on this particular emperor / lord and his sort of army taking out and doing damage and so forth. And if you're ever in the mood for an audiobook download, or if you ever want to just read something off our normal Western culture, you could do yourself a favor and buy a book or download a book called Romancing, I think it was Romancing the Three Kingdoms? No, Romance of the Three Kingdoms, that's it. So the novel itself, Romance of the Three Kingdoms, will basically go into a hell of a lot more detail about this particular chap and what he'd basically done. Long story short, after battling through and so on, there were forces called the Sunjiang, or Sunwang, however you want to pronounce it, that basically captured him, his brother, and I think one of his sort of associates, and of course executed the dude in a town called Linju. Linju nowadays is actually known as Nanzang County. So if any of you guys just want a little bit of useless information. And he was killed in 219 AD. So basically, that's who Guan Yu is. And yeah, I'm actually quite happy to have him in my collection. It's a very, very cool Funko. Oh, what I didn't actually tell you, let me just show you this part, is, now I'm not too sure if any of you guys out there know what a halberd is. Halberd. Basically a halberd is a big ass weapon. Now his was rumored to be between 5 and 6 feet long. Okay, so I've actually taken him out the box now. You can actually see how freaking epic this paint is. Okay, minus the dust. So that's what he looks like out of the box. Now guys, don't worry about me unboxing this. This will never be for resale. This is going to go into some seriously good Chinese culture stuff of mine. Or Asian culture, if you want to call it. So over here, yeah, you'll see this is what there's no actual real term for this weapon. But most... Why is this not focusing? It's not a cool color. Yeah, so most people will sort of associate this as close to a halberd as possible. So... a halberd, I'll put a picture up here on this top section for you. So yeah, most people claim that this was between 5 and 6 feet long and weighed somewhere around, I think, 40 pounds. So that's the equivalent of what, about 18 kilograms? Yeah, so imagine getting murd on the pip with something like that, or guazad with it in your... Oh. But yes, who cares? Useless info. Take it, don't take it, use it, don't use it. I do have quite a fancy for Chinese culture. Like I said in my previous video with the Journey to the West stuff, which is more fable based, a lot of guys love sort of, you know, Roman mythology, Greek mythology. I do much prefer Asian mythology. It goes a lot further back. And yeah, that's it. That's this week's unboxing, you folks. So again, thank you all very much for your support and thank you for watching. I think on the next video we'll do a little bit more info for the new collectors out there on common mistakes we've made collecting Funkos and how to avoid those. So until next week, ladies and gentlemen, you guys stay safe. Have a fantabulous weekend. Bye!